Hey, welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about the ViewCube. In 3ds Max version 2009, one of the new additions is the ViewCube. You'll notice that by default in your viewports, you have this icon in the upper right. This is called the ViewCube, and you can see it's a cube with a compass underneath and then a small icon of what appears to be a small house just above it. So what is the ViewCube and what's its purpose? Well, the ViewCube is simply a brand new tool in 3ds Max version 2009 that aids you in moving around in your viewports and allowing you to see objects in your viewports a little bit easily and in a bit of an intuitive way. The ViewCube is pretty interesting. So let's look at how to use the ViewCube to your advantage and, well, how to take advantage of it and use it to make things easier for you. So here I have a very simple scene. I simply created a box here with several subdivisions. Let's not worry about how I created the box. I'll dedicate a whole video to doing just that, so you'll get a good dose of that in the near future. For right now though, I want to focus on the ViewCube, and I needed to create some kind of an object, in this case a box, to demonstrate how the ViewCube works. So the ViewCube, when it's not active, when it's inactive, which is the current state it's at right now, will appear to be about 50% transparent. That's the default settings for the ViewCube. We'll see how to change that in a moment. When I hover my mouse over the ViewCube, it becomes active. When it becomes active, it becomes opaque. It's no longer transparent. So it's going to appear above anything in my scene. And now I can use the ViewCube that's in the active state to do different things. So you'll see that here it says front and here it says left, and we have this compass underneath that has south, west, north, and east way over there. So how can I use this ViewCube? Very simple. If you want to see this object from the front view, simply click on front right here. So move your mouse over the word front on the ViewCube and left click. And you notice that the camera gently and very easily transitions and turns to the front view. If I want to look at this, say, from the top, I can hover over the ViewCube to activate it, and then simply click on this arrow icon that's pointing on top of the ViewCube. So it's a very intuitive, very simple to use tool, very easy to use actually. There's nothing complicated about it at all. Now if I want to go back to my 3D perspective view that I was at before, hover your mouse over the ViewCube to make it active, and click on this little home icon here, and this will take you back to the home view. So there you go. Now we're back to the home view that we were at before. So as you can imagine, if you click on left here, it's going to take you to a left side view. If I click on this arrow icon here to the right of left, it's going to take me to the front. If I click on the next one to the right, it'll take me to the right view. If I click on the next one, it'll take me to the back view. And then I can use these two arrow icons that pop up here in the upper right to go ahead and rotate this view around. So if I click on the top arrow here, it's going to rotate around this way. You can see how it's going counterclockwise here, and if I want to go clockwise, I can click on the other arrow and go clockwise, and then click on that little house icon to go back to the home view. Now the compass underneath can also be used. For example, if I want to view this from the west side, I can just click on the W, which is essentially the left side. Same thing if I click over here on the E, which stands for east, I can look at this from the right side, which is essentially the same as clicking on right. We can also click and drag on the compass here. If we left click and drag on the compass, we can go ahead and orbit the view around. Very similar to what we were doing in the earlier video where we were orbiting the viewport around. So there you go. We can also hover the mouse over different areas of the ViewCube. For example, this corner here, if we click on that, it takes us to a view based on that corner. If we go to this edge right here of the ViewCube, we can see this from the left side, but also from the top at the same time, which can be pretty useful. So let's rotate this ViewCube around, and let's view this from the top right. We can also view this from the bottom right, and so on and so forth. And of course we can look at this from the bottom. So the ViewCube allows you to see things from the bottom, from the top, left, right, pretty much any angle that you need. So it's actually a pretty useful addition to 3ds Max 2009, and you should take full advantage of it whenever you can. So that's going to do it for the ViewCube. I'm going to end this video here, and in the next one we'll continue with 3ds Max.